I think youth have a sense of idealism in them, a sense of dream, a sense of energy, and a sense of drive, an innate desire to do so much more.
I think my passion for young people started with people believing in me as a young person. So growing a little bit older, felt that maybe I should take on a similar role to the extent that I could. Our initial vision was to do a good community service event and to do it well, and that was what we were funded for.
We ran the first event, teachers came and say, hey, we've never seen something like this ever. We really want it to be more. Can you do more than just events? Can you do academy training? So we started academy training. And then it just grew into different aspects of it.
So a lot of the growth from Halogen also came because there was just a need for it.
8 years ago, as a Sec 1 student, one of the things that Martin said during the training, which I still remember to this day, is that leadership is about influence, and that influence can be either good or bad. These might not be things that really stick to my mind and I'll say, oh, I really want to change the world. But then they can be little things. It's just like planting a seed, and then, sometimes you have to wait for it to see whether it will take root or not. Yeah, so it really impacted me.
To a certain extent, I don't think a lot of people see leadership as something that you can build. Many people think that leaders are born. We choose to think that leaders are both born and made. A large part of leaders can be made and nurtured if we give them enough time, opportunity, and education for it.
When I went on to this particular primary school to teach primary 3 students on leadership, some of the content, there was this session when I was doing a refresher. I asked them, who is a leader? One of the kids shouted, we're all failures. This class is a failure class. Then the rest all, yeah, this class is a failure class. And my heart just broke on the spot. I was like, wow, these are 9-year-old children telling me they are failures. Can you imagine if people don't step in and correct this misconception of who they are and how precious they are, how they're going to live their lives in the next few years, thinking they're failures and behaving like failures, and whole thing being a self-perpetuating cycle.
We are an organization that thinks about the future a lot. A lot of what we do are about investing in the future world that our children will grow up in. I can't change the leaders of today, but I can certainly prepare the next generation of young leaders who will take on leadership positions, who will create new things that will benefit mankind. Those are the kind of work we want to do.
Halogen has a special place whereby it talks about enabling people to realize their dreams and turning their vision, their ideas into reality and into actions. I think inspiring people and helping people to know that regardless of their station in lives, regardless of their backgrounds, they can make a difference. I think that's very special that we as Halogen are able to do that.
Whenever you invest in someone's life, there is bound to be a multiplier effect. And I see the magic of that happen when I train youth in Halogen, or even as I teach now. I see that magic happening, that when you believe that a young person is capable of good, he or she will show you the good that you believe they have.
Back in 2003, when I look at what's around the young people that I'm with, I see them given tremendous opportunity to improve their academics, but very little opportunity to increase their values, work on their character. Very little opportunity for them to be able to be involved in something larger than them. Very little opportunity to be involved in things that captivate them, that captures their imagination, that brings the best out from them in terms of doing social good. That's the reason why I decided to devote myself into leadership development for young people, because through them we can truly change the world.
I personally feel that hope cannot exist without fear. It's when you fear something is going to happen, when you are pessimistic that something is going to break down, then you look to something and you say, hey, there's hope. I do feel the fear. I feel that these children, some of them might go on to really believe their entire life all the way to their fully grown adults that they are useless, that they have no leadership, that they cannot be in a position of influence. And out of this fear wants a hope that for 1 or 2 kids that have broken out of it and that have believed, that shows the possibility that every kid can break out of it. And that's why I continue to volunteer, and I believe in the impact of what Halogen does and how they are trying to teach youth leadership to people as young as 9-year-olds.
As someone who works in the corporate sector, working together with Halogen allows me to be able to bring in a private sector perspective to make sure that Halogen uses the limited resources that is given effectively and efficiently, and make sure that some of the efforts that it does is based on market principles and is financially viable, even as it chooses to provide leadership training experiences to more and more students.
After having been in Halogen for about 6 years, I can confidently say that we are relentless in pursuing excellence in whatever we do, and that it's not just about the chalk and talk, but it's about, hey, after we've talked about it, how we are actually walking with them to make this happen, to impact their lives and to develop them.
I think along the way we need to have mentors for the youths to tell them that, hey, you know what, you are not too young to start something, you know. If you have an idea, work on it, and then it might grow to something big, you never know. Yeah, so we need people to tell youths that they have the power to change things.
I believe in young people, in the things that they can achieve and the things they can dream about. They have some of the craziest ideas, but they have the audacity to actually reach it. And over the last 10 years, I've seen that in action. I've seen that come to fruition. I've seen that in the things that the young people are doing today, things that I wouldn't even imagine that can happen, they are making it possible.
As Halogen celebrates its 10th year of building young leaders,
We honor the past,
Celebrate the present.
and look forward to forging the future.
The future that is ours.
are you
Are you ready
Ready for
what's next?
What's next?
what's next?
for what's next?